It's an invitation to people who work in the public sector. We'll give you the power to get together with your colleagues, to start your own co-op, to become your own boss, to give people a better service. It's an invitation to all those charities and social enterprises and community groups. We'll give you the power to get involved in running public services and in solving our country's social problems. It's an invitation to every parent who wants a better education for their child. We'll give you the power to get a good new school in your community. It's an invitation to every neighbourhood. We'll give you the power to take control of the planning system, to take over the local parks and the libraries, to have a bigger say in how your area is run. It's an invitation to every citizen in this country who wants better, more accountable, more efficient government. We'll give you the power to scrutinise what government spends and how it spends it, so there is no more hiding place for waste and inefficiency. Yes, it's an invitation to the whole nation. We will give you the power so you can take control. Right now, this invitation is being sent to 500,000 people through email, through Facebook, through Twitter. Yes, Twitter. When you receive it, invite your friends, ask them to invite their friends. Let us make this the biggest call to arms our country has seen in a generation. And do you know what? This great invitation, this big opening up of government and public services and our whole political system, this is the answer to the central question of this election campaign. It's the question people ask me the whole time, wherever I go during this campaign. They say, how can you afford to make things better when everyone knows there is no money? And I reply, you're thinking about it in the wrong way, in the old way, in the Labour way. The Labour way assumes only big government can solve our problems. Now, the alternative to big government is not no government, it's good government, effective government, focusing on what needs to be done and working with people to achieve it. It's the partner of the big society, not its boss. But Labour measure everything by money and how much they spend. How much of your money they spend, though they never quite put it like that. We've had 13 years of it. 13 years of them going on television, never talking about what's actually happened or what real people have actually done. All they talk is about what they, the government, has done. How much they, the government, have put in. But it doesn't work, and it's out of date. And it's time to say to Labour, it's not about you, the government, it's about we, the people. And it's time to say to those who think this is all about unchecked individualism, it's not about me, the individual, either. It's about we, the people. Not government on its own, not individuals on their own, but we, the people, together. Coming together, working together, achieving together, making our country better together. Not just the state, not just the individual, but society. We stand for society. That is the right idea for a better future for our country, and it runs through everything in our manifesto and in our campaign. It is the idea that drives the modern Conservative Party, and it drives everything we'll be putting forward. Now, if we remember that, if we change the whole way this country is run to empower people to come together to solve our problems together, then yes, we can make things better without spending more money. Why? Because communities with the power to determine their own destiny will solve the social problems that cause spending to rise in the first place. Because public sector workers with the power to follow their professionalism will deliver more for less. Because a population with the power to see what the government spends will make damn sure that waste is cut out. That, combined with a government that knows its role, that never forgets that it's your money, that's how we can make things better without spending more money. That's why our idea, that we're all in this together, is so important. And it's why we can confidently say that good government costs less with the Conservatives. Now, underlying all of this is the biggest change that you'll see from a Conservative government. We will put responsibility for finances And the responsible thing to do is to get to grips with the deficit in a way that brings the country together instead of driving it apart. And that means showing leadership at the top, which is why we will cut ministers' pay and freeze it for a parliament. It means showing that we're all in this together, which is why we'll freeze public sector pay for all but the 1 million lowest paid public sector workers for 1 year to help protect jobs. And it means, yes, showing that the better off will pay their share, which is why, for now, the 50p tax rate will have to stay, and why tax credits for families over £50,000 will have to go. But responsibility goes so much further. We need to put everything we do through a simple test. If it encourages irresponsibility, we shouldn't do it. If it encourages responsibility, we should. We should remember that basic rule that when you give people responsibility, they behave responsibly. So instead of government undermining families with a benefit system that pays couples to live apart, let's use government to help bring people together. That's why we will end the couple penalty and recognise marriage in the tax system. Instead of allowing people to choose a life on benefits when they could work, let's say to people, if you can work and turn down work, you will not go on getting your benefits. Instead of the rules that stop teachers keeping order in the classroom, let's give them the power to do it. Instead of health and safety rules that stop adults from helping out with other people's children, let's have some common sense and dispel this culture of fear and suspicion. Instead of businesses and media companies encouraging the premature sexualization and commercialization of our children, let's have some social responsibility. We've got to stop treating adults like children and children like adults. We've got to end this culture of entitlement and build a new culture of responsibility. As that great American president once said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So yes, ask what you can do for your country, and yes, your family and your community too. That is the change that we offer, not just from one set of politicians to another, from one set of policies to another. It is a change from one political philosophy to another, from one that says progress will come from state control to a belief that it will come through social responsibility, from one that thinks that politicians have all the answers to one that trusts in the wisdom of people. Everything in this manifesto is built on those beliefs and on that philosophy. This manifesto brings together all the work we have done over the past 5 years as we have changed into a modern, progressive, conservative party. Read the book. In every area, on every issue, our modern conservative values are clear. No more narrow focus on a few issues. No more harking back to bygone days. You will find radical plans to help the poorest, to protect the NHS, to help people find work, and to support our families. You'll find the most serious and ambitious set of green policies ever put before the electorate by a mainstream party. And all of it brought together by my fundamental belief that there is such a thing as society. It's just not the same thing as the state. So yes, this is a modern, progressive, conservative manifesto. It's a confirmation that this party has changed, that we've returned to the centre ground of British politics, and that is where we will stay. And it's because this party had the courage to change that people have a real choice at this election. There is a real choice on the economy. Labour say the economy will collapse unless we keep on wasting your money. That is right. They're saying effectively that the management consultants, the advertising campaigns, the vanity projects, they're saying these are all crucial to our recovery. But then, just when things start getting better, we're going to impose a jobs tax. We say this jobs tax will kill the recovery and we're going to stop it.